It's still there. I mean, it would be. It held together better than I thought it would.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Arc Raiders video. Today we are going to go through the Riven Tides patch notes 1.26.0. Now I want you to treat this a bit like a podcast, so you don't have to watch it. If you want to just hear what the patch notes are, if you're playing and you just want to know what's come in, or if you're at work or traveling, you know, I'm just going to cover everything that was released in the patch notes on April 28th, and you can just listen away, no problem. And for the people that do want to watch, there will be some gameplay of the new update on the screen now, a few little images of new additions that might be in the game, all of that good stuff. Alright, let's jump straight in. Raiders, scout reports have been returning from Riven Tides. Fragments of observation logs, faded photographs and footage of the coast have finally made their way back to Speranza. It's now time for you to check it out for yourself. Explore the abandoned shoreline, traverse the Exodus port, and experience the lost luxury of the Panorama Azzurro Hotel. This is the Rust Belt, and it's not going to be easy. Other raiders are already on the scent of fresh loot, and a new floating arc machine has been seen patrolling the skies. What it's doing and how to counter it is for you to find out. So what's new? The Riven Tides map, beachcombing map condition, a new minor map condition exclusive to Riven Tides, search for buried treasure on the beaches of Riven Tides. Just make sure you have the right tool for the job and be prepared for unexpected discoveries. There's a new enemy called the Arc Turbine. The expedition window is live. New items, epic gadget, powered descender, uncommon throwable, crash mat, common deployable white flag, and common gadget Dockmaster's detector. Loads of new stuff there. New player project called the Avian Alarm. The Last Resort event, where you earn merits by collecting ship models and via XP across the different maps to earn rewards. So you've got the Wind Sprite ship model, the Twilight Compass ship model, Velocity ship model, Serena Dorata ship model, the Leviathan's Crown ship model. Trial Season 4, the Solare set, the Rachetta set, new augment, the Tactical Mark III, and they've made a note here. With the addition of another tactical augment in this patch, it is worth stating that we are aware that some augments, particularly the combat augments, are not performing as well in their roles as we would like. We are working on a general balancing pass for augments to buff some of those that are underperforming, most especially the Combat Mark III flanking augment, which is yet to find its place to shine. It is also a goal to develop the full roster of augments to ensure that all categories are well represented. Patch highlights. Trigger nade balancing, repairing changes, and the Bettina buff. So the balance changes. Weapon economy adjustments. The weapon economy has increasingly started looking more and more unbalanced, where players engaging in heavy PvP have to make a lot of difficult decisions around their weapons, while the most friendly players have ended up in a chronic state of weapon accumulation. We want to balance this out so that all players are challenged by weapon attrition, as well as introducing new ways to combat it. So there's a new feature, Repair on Upgrade. Weapon upgrading becomes very expensive when you feel like you have to repair the weapon beforehand, making it less accessible than we would like. To give more ways to repair low durability weapons and elevate the upgrade loop. From now on, upgrading weapons will now repair 25% of the weapon's max durability. Weapon drop and durability. We're reducing weapon spawn around the outskirts of the maps to increase value and tension of high tier areas and locked rooms. We're also increasing the range of durability a weapon can spawn with, as well as reducing the average outside of locked rooms. This should be easily recouped by the new Repair on Upgrade. Average durability on spawned weapons is reducing from 50 down to 30. These changes mean that you might find a weapon on the outskirts with 15 durability, but will still find weapons around 60 durability in places like locked rooms. Weapon durability loss on shot. We've heard a clear frustration that maintaining high tier weapons is very expensive compared to the low tier ones. We want high tier weapons to have more longevity compared to low tier weapons, so we're adjusting durability loss on shot to match this. Common weapons, plus 75% durability loss on shot. Uncommon weapons is plus 50%. Rare weapons is plus 35%. Epic weapons is minus 5% durability loss on shot. And legendary weapons is minus 10%. Weapon durability loss on being knocked out. We want heavy PvP to be a viable way to play Arc Raiders, and to align this playstyle with other ways to play, we're reducing durability loss on weapons when a player is knocked out by 50%. Durability loss on weapons of knocked out player goes from 30% durability down to 15% minus durability. Alright, let's move on to the Arc. Removed comets from standard sessions in the Dam Battlegrounds, reduced Firefly presence heavily in Dam Battlegrounds, and reduced comet presence in Buried City. The addition of comets and fireflies raised the difficulty in beginner-oriented sessions a bit too much, and to bring that experience back to the intended level, we opted to reduce their presence in the sessions that were affected the most. Gameplay: Stella Montis. Adjusted Exodus recyclables loot distribution to be more evenly spread across containers. Items: Vaporizer Regulator. Stack size increased from 1 to 3. The Trigger Nade. You can no longer throw a new grenade at the same time as triggering a previously thrown one, and will instead have to wait for the animations to finish. This should reduce trigger nade spam by increasing the delay between each grenade, and effectively removing the ability to prematurely detonate a second grenade with the first one. Added a 1 second delay after using the throw action before allowing the next throw/trigger action, and added a 1.3 second delay after using the trigger action before allowing the next throw/trigger action. Photoelectric Cloak. Increasing weight of Photoelectric Cloak from 1 to 3 to bring it more in line with its rarity and cost. Increased power use rate from 2.5 seconds to 10 seconds. They've put a note here. The Photoelectric Cloak has been quite aggressively overperforming, especially in regards to the length of time it can be activated. This change is intended to add more intentionality between uses. It still has the same strength while activated, but now you might need to find cover sooner or think more about how you approach areas heavily contested by Arc. Weapons. So we mentioned the Patina balancing coming in. The Patina has been buffed to push it closer to its rarity. The base damage and damage against arc armor has been increased to get more value out of each bullet, but the base fire rate has also been reduced. The dispersion has been adjusted to support firing the weapon in longer bursts before losing accuracy, and the stack size of heavy ammo has also been increased to make it less punishing to bring the ammo you need. These changes should make each shot matter more, while also providing the ability to land more shots if you control your bursts well. So the base damage has increased from 14 to 16, the base fire rate has reduced from 285 to 235, per shot dispersion reduced by around 40%, making it bloom slower, dispersion recovery time improved by about 30%, and damage against arc armor increased by around 33%. Heavy ammo, the stack size has increased from 40 to 60. Alright, now we're diving into content and bug fixes. Arc. General. Fixed aim assist not targeting leg joints and weak spots on the Bastion, Bombardier, Queen and Matriarch. Fixed an issue where Vaporizer and Arc Surveyor patrols could stop moving until alerted, and fixed an issue where Arc enemies did not react to nearby breaching sounds. Bastion. Fixed a bug where the Bastion could be too accurate when switching targets mid-fire. Vaporizers. Added to more maps and conditions. The animation. Emotes. We have reworked the emote system to allow even more emotes to be played while running. Give it a try. Audio. General. Fixed a potential crash related to voiceover data. Fixed an issue where trader voice lines at the start of a round could trigger too frequently. Updated voice effects for cosmetic helmets. Fixed an issue where emote previews in the store could play without their voice lines. Fixed an issue where footstep sounds could stop playing. They also fixed footstep and impact sounds on various surfaces, for example bridges, that were playing the wrong surface audio. Emotes. Fixed an issue where objective and emote sounds could persist or double after reconnecting to a match. Audio now stops correctly. Voice chat. Added a noise suppression option for chat for clearer communication, and fixed voice chat breaking after opening platform UI. Cosmetics and customization. Character customization. Fixed an issue where facial hair and face masks could briefly glitch when changing faces or outfits. Gameplay. General. Fixed a bug where deployables could be placed inside extraction elevators before they opened. Fixed an issue where bullets would spawn from an incorrect position when shooting while standing on rotating or movable objects. Fixed an issue where the Death from Above achievement could be completed by standing on destroyed Rocketeer parts. I think that's how I got mine actually. Expedition. Fixed an issue where players signed up for an expedition would not depart as scheduled. Introduced a late departure option. Items, binoculars, fixed an issue where binocular zoom levels did not work. Zipline, fixed an issue where entering a zipline from above could cause full damage and could push the player into the ground when attaching. Fixed an issue where zipline anchors would sometimes end up invisible upon placement. The Vita Spray, fixed an issue where using Vita Spray to simultaneously heal self and others increased healing speed. The Maps, Bluegate, fixed multiple environmental issues, corrected floating, clipping props, restored wind damage and indoor-outdoor detection, resolved severe culling near the church, addressed a spot where players could get stuck under an arc wreck, and fixed an issue where some supply call stations couldn't be interacted with. In Buried City, fixed spots where players could clip through walls and resolved some flickering on roofs. Fixed an issue where some supply call stations couldn't be interacted with, fixed an issue where players could take shield damage inside a building during hurricane, and removed a problematic zipline in Old Town. Spaceport, fixed places players could get stuck, improved collision near the launch towers and resolved texture flickering, fixed an issue with multiple ladders in the trench where players could end up launching themselves high up in the air. Dam Battlegrounds, fixed multiple environmental issues including a stuck spot near the cargo elevator, clipping trees, floating grass, misaligned cafeteria props and incorrect concrete materials. Fixed several common stuck spots to improve navigation. Movement. Crouch movement speed is now capped to forced walk speed when using items. Fix an issue where heavy landing could be triggered at incorrect times. Performance. Further general performance improvements, upgraded Intel XeSS to SDK version 3.0.0, reduced rubber banding when reaching the edge of the playable area. Quests, fixed an issue where eliminations with the secret grenade did not count towards progress in the safe passage quest. Social, added a pop-up when trying to use voice chat when in a PlayStation party as they cannot be used at the same time. Report reasons are now flattened instead of a drop-down, displaying all the reporting options available more clearly. Stability, fixed a server crash that could happen after a round ended, particularly when players disconnected and then reconnected. Fixed issues around missing an expedition departure that could make the game unresponsive on load or cause your character to appear missing. Fixed a rare crash that could occur when certain items triggered visual or audio effects. Fixed a crash that could occur with certain outfits. In the UI, they enabled multi-select in inventory by default on project screens, updated the scroll bar styling in the customization panel, added challenge previews to the practice range so you can review challenge details before starting, gave crafting suggestions priority over recycle suggestions when trying to acquire resources, and fixed ping destination, sometimes displaying the wrong message in text. Now they've done a world of updates in Expedition. So they updated the departure screen with a progress bar that tracks your expedition quests and added catch-up information, moved the sign-up status to the left side of the main menu and reduced how many quests and feats are shown, updated the late departure notification to display only the number of rewards and catch-up rewards, the progression display no longer shows the final step, moved and updated the sign-up status widget in the menu to fit the new carousel layout, fixed an issue where the expedition screen could fail to advance to the final stage after completing step 5, causing the departure view and skill points progress to be missing. Fixed an issue where quest tracking could appear in the map menu for players who hadn't started an expedition. Updated text on the expedition explanation screen for clarity. Added a countdown timer and refined visuals to the confirmed departure prompt in expeditions. The expedition screen now displays the timer across all steps for clearer progress tracking. The Expedition About page now shows only expedition rewards and no longer displays skill points. Enabled step previews in expeditions. Fixed expedition quest titles, descriptions and objectives not displaying correctly in the departure screen and tracker. Added proper departure notification and correct expedition icon behavior. Projects. Fixed an issue where using a controller in the project screen could prevent returning to reward previews after selecting the close button. Event preview now shows the project button only when the event is active and unlocked. Fixed an issue where project goals could appear selected when previewing future or past steps in the project screen. Fixed an issue where the seasonal project panel in the home menu could show an outdated step. In the inventory, they added a show hide tooltipped prompt to the inspect tab. The surge coil, they fixed the surge coil tooltip to correctly display the actual range of the item, 10 meters, instead of the very wrong number it had before of 75 meters. The emote wheel, all emote wheel slots can now be rebound to any emote. Added a button to reset the emote wheel to the default state on the emote selection screen. In the Raider Den, they fixed an issue where the weapon display sometimes didn't count for all stash slots. The Workshop, they fixed an issue where the Acquire Resources menu could show suggestions from locked workshop stations. In VFX, the bullet holes will now properly follow any shot moving object. Reduced visual popping on character clothing when changing camera distance, improving consistency during movement and zoom, improved the visual effect of the Arc Surveyor beam that calls in the Assessor. Now finally, they've got some known issues that they're working on. In rare cases, purchases might not work in the customization screen. Reopen the customization screen to fix this. The Firefly may sometimes disappear after going idle and drop an incendiary grenade. Shredders float to the ceiling in some rooms of the hidden bunker. Arc may spawn inside the geometry on the dam. Flying Arc may sometimes appear stuck in idle. Purchase Raider tokens page may appear in front of the inbox and profile page when switching between them. Player animations may appear broken when interrupting a search of the Barren Husk. The Off the Radar quest cannot be completed on Riven Tides. Visual issue when looking at Crash Mat in spectator mode. The Leaper can jump through the turbine. The event skin preview incorrectly displays post-round event progress. The Rachetta outfit is missing some of the colour details displayed in promo material, will be amended in a future patch. Well, there we have it, folks. That is the latest update to Arc Raiders. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the update? What would you like them to do next? I know that in previous videos of this, I've mentioned weapon customization, things like that. I think adding more trinkets to either the weapons or being able to customize more in terms of backpack. Something to just show a bit of camo challenge progress. That's something I've always been interested in. I think that would be a really nice addition, just an extra layer of grind to this game. So what do you think of the new update? Have you guys played the new map yet? What do you think of it? What about the new arc? How are you dealing with that? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, feel free to give us a like, feel free to subscribe if you want, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.